Right then, golf video. We're in a bit of a rush. Today's Thursday. Everybody wants Saturday off because it's going to be a nice day and there's a tractor show on locally, so we want to make it to that. So we've basically got a day to get this sorted. Go on, Jake, hit it.
Insert compression. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what an engine sounds like when it's dead, basically. So what happened is, I don't know if you can see it here. We might not have got the best picture. I've got one here on my phone. So you see that water pipe there? That should have been blanked off, and the Jubilee clip and half of the blank's still there, but that expired. We're not quite sure if that was before or after the coolant temperature got to 130, but I'm pretty sure it just went wrong. So gutted because we're leading the class. I think we'd have had a comfortable win, to be fair, probably 10 or 15 seconds, depending how much longer it had gone on for. But that's racing. Problem is, got thought it'd gone bang, and it was an oil problem, so he decided to go over grass, and for the third time in 2 weeks, ripped all the front off the Golf again. So we've got a bit of a thing going on now. So we've got a new splitter cut ready to go on. We've got a new ducting to go on from ABS Motorsport. The engine, we've normally got a spare engine, but this engine's not been in that long, and we thought, well, we don't use that many engines, but it turns out we do. So if we go over here, we'll show you what the engine's coming out of. So this is Paul's car. So basically, he bought this car just before it went to the scrapyard in the Sky, needing an engine, and he put an engine in this. So this is actually a round port car, but it's got an oval port engine in. It's like a 2009 car, and it's got like a 2011 engine in it. Quite a good engine, low mileage. Paul's tried killing it many times and it still won't die. So we're just sick of putting engines in that we're not sure if we're having a cooling issue because of the engine, whether we vertex it's just getting too hot, whether the oil we're putting is wrong, stuff like that. We know this is a good one. I don't know if this is the best way of doing things, but this is what we normally do. We like messing about. So we're going to kill Paul's daily driver. We ain't even got another car for him to drive, which I don't think he knows that at this point. So he might be driving race car home at this rate. So basically, get this engine out, get it into the Golf, get it on the dyno, make sure it behaves, load it up and go racing on Sunday. That is the plan. We definitely could have done without this, especially considering we're 2 men short in the workshop. But these commitments are there. We're sponsoring the championship. We can't not turn up with the main car that won it last year. So it's got to be done. We've got people wanting to drive the other cars, so we've got to be there. So let's get cracking. Right, spanners. Everywhere.
Right, Sarah, we need some GoPros.
Go! So 2 hours in, pretty much to the minute. Paul's engines are pretty much stripped. What we're going to do now, just take gearbox off.
Take gearbox off and the oil pump and that.
Yeah, so another 20 minutes, this will be ready to go back together. So Jake's a little bit ahead of the curve because this Golf was already half in bits. So we've managed to take the turbo apart and have a look at that, and everything looks perfect on that. So we're putting all that back together now. And as you can see, there's no soot in there whatsoever, which, looking at how much soot we're coming out at exhaust,
Should be some in there.
there should be some, and that's because basically this has been on DPF regeneration mode at all times. So when we saw that, I said, let's have a look inside the engine. So this is all the other stuff. This will all be going back on when it's had a bit of a clean. Yeah, this is what happens when you do things quickly. So you can see there, we've got a melty piston. That's number 3, sorry. And then you can see the head gasket's gone here and the block's melted, which that is quite bad. And then that has gone into there. So we've ended up with basically the full head's just melted here and gone into the waterway. That's what's blown the cap off. So the cap wasn't the cause for the overheating. Basically, trying to ask too much. This was a bone stock engine, stock cam, stock head, stock everything, and we're doing 270 horsepower, whatever it does on our dyno, which normally we cap them at like 250, and that's as much as we want to do. And we don't race them for 2 hours when we're doing that. So it's basically pushing this too hard for too long. The race that we're doing this weekend, we need more power really to be at the top of the game. So we don't really want to be taking power out if we can, but we'll see what we can do. We might have a set of cams kicking about that we could throw in, and that means we can have the same power we had before, no smoke like it used to do, and see what we can do. But yeah, tons of work still left to do. Can't believe how badly it's melted. This is the first engine we've properly melted that hadn't like blown a radiator off and then melted. But anyway, we'll keep letting them plug away. That's bad, that, isn't it? So, Paul's engine is in. Not too many dramas getting it in. Not too many dramas when we run it up on the dyno. So we're pretty much ready to go racing now. So his car looks in a sorry state, can't be used, but I'm pretty sure whatever we've got, we're an upgrade from that for him anyway. So I don't feel too bad about him not having his car for a few weeks.